Hello there guys, how are you all doing today? We are going to be jumping into our second semi-final here, obviously ZeroTenacity versus HOTU, and I can't wait to see this one play out, but what are your thoughts jumping into this one, Charlie?
Yeah, obviously we got to watch a great regular season from both of these teams. ZeroTenacity, they've been a little disappointed in the last couple of seasons, but it feels like they've really found their form with this roster now, and this is what we wanted to see from ZeroTenacity. Obviously, since they sort of won the SCL in Season 2, it does feel like they sort of fell off a bit, or maybe Season 3, but yeah, it does feel like they've fallen off a bit, but it feels like they finally found their footing a bit now, and we've got what we wanted to see from them.
The team's definitely come together and, got themselves to the semi-finals here, and they've definitely got something to prove, but they are going to be against a tough opponent. Obviously, HOTU stunned kind of everyone at the SCL after besting Iron Branch in a 2-0 fashion, but let's jump into the map vetoes. Let's jump into the map pool, because obviously we are going to be starting things off on Overpass, that has been selected by HOTU. Then we go to Mirage, which seemingly is ZeroTenacity's stronger map, and then the final map being Nuke. So what are you thinking about these vetoes, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the map vetoes are going to be an interesting part. Obviously, Overpass is one that's obviously very heavily AWP-centric, similar with sort of nuking outside. I mean, I feel like Nuke sort of map you can wield the AWP sort of anywhere. T-side, it gets a little more iffy, and then Mirage, obviously, you can really use the AWP wherever. So, yeah, in terms of the vetoes, the AWPers, I feel like, are going to be a part that we really need to thrive. I think for ZeroTenacity to win this and find themselves in the final, we're going to need to see Brute Monster start things off well. He's been a player we've looked at a number of times, and sort of he's been a bit slow to start. So hopefully for ZeroTenacity's sake, they can sort of have him kick off as quick as possible and sort of just get things underway.
Yeah, talking about kicking things off, we're pretty much just jumping straight into this one now, as we do head into the pistol. Obviously, as I mentioned before, HOTU, they were the ones to select this map, so we'll be starting on the T side. ZeroTenacity got that comfort starting on the CT side, and straight away I'm liking the buy. We've got the Julies on Kyofo, a flash and a nade on Namana, and the kit and the smoke on Simka. I think it's a nice little kind of setup they've got going, but it is just going to be this A aggression. Brute Monster set up for success here, and he starts off massively, gets a lovely double, but Case and Swift Steel, they're doing a lot of work here towards A, and after the commotion, ZeroTenacity, they've got themselves in a disadvantaged situation now. Just Kyofo and Namana remaining. Obviously, the kit dropped Divider, so it might be quite troublesome, but that is the bomb falling. Nice shot there from Namana.
Kyofo's got an opportunity. These Julies aren't perfect for the one-hit headshot. That Kyofo makes it look easy. Swift still, all that remains. No armor, USP on him. 54 points of health. Did retrieve the bomb and has backed off.
The lack of armor when facing off against the Julies of Kyofo, we could just see Kyofo run him down. Obviously, we'll just be going towards B here, so Swift still can get the bomb down. The kit can be retrieved, but I don't think ZeroTenacity are even going to need it in this situation. They won't hear the bomb being planted, but they'll certainly hear the bomb ticking down. They realise it is the B bomb site here.
Swift still has pushed into Monster and is going to be wrapping towards short. The fact that nobody's towards Con, this isn't really going to sell too much of a fake, because this is a possibility already for ZeroTenacity.
Oh, and that's an easy shot there from Namana. Makes it look so simple. Kyofo just getting on the bomb early, having faith in Namana, and yeah, ZeroTenacity. A nice round from them. Although it did start a little shaky, they could bring it back. That was a lovely double though from Brute Monster. Without it, they would have really struggled.
Yeah, I mean, completely. I mean, Brute Monster finding the first 2 kills. Obviously, 3 kills going back the way of Kyofo. HOTU, sorry, not Kyofo individually. But they obviously well dealt with from ZeroTenacity, in fact.
That kill from Namana, really important. The early one did get the bomb down. It kind of forced the hand of HOTU. Felt like they wanted to go for a fast plant towards truck, but they just didn't get the opportunity to do so. We do see the force from HOTU here. And I'm liking this buy from ZeroTenacity. They've got a fair bit of util to work with, but they've still prioritized the weaponry. We've got 3 M4s in play, a FAMAS, and obviously the MP9 on Namana.
The buy for HOTU, though, does actually look really impressive. 2 AKs, the Galil, Deagles, and plenty of utility on the side of HOTU, which is normally something you expect is going to just be limited if you go for these force buys with a lot of sort of stronger weapons with these 3 rifles in play. But HOTU, somehow, they've come out looking pretty decent from it.
Well, Swift Steel, he dropped over the AK to Mazuska. Just got the Deagle in hand. Oh, but Simka, they line up for him. He gets a double. A lot of damage onto Ruler. Going to drop the Molotov towards Short. And Simka could be hunting for more, but it is Kyofo to find the frag. The Molotov going to force him out in the open. Kyofo finds his second. And it's just Gokushima remaining.
Ideally, ZeroTenacity here. They don't really want to lose any players. AVM brought down very low. Nomana wants to find the kill with the MP9. He certainly does. 2-0 start for ZeroTenacity, despite the strong buy from HOTU, only managing to find 1 kill.
I feel like Gokushima is a player you definitely need to look out on this HOTU side. I feel like time and time again for HOTU, Gokushima is the kind of the one where it'll be an unwinnable round or a tough situation, trapped in a corner, and he always finds his kind of a way out of it. So I feel like HOTU definitely going to be looking for Gokushima to step up in this one. Obviously, you know, we've only had 2 rounds of play, but like Gokushima as a player, you very rarely see have that kind of slow and shaky start, usually firing on all cylinders pretty much from the pistol round onwards.
He's also going to be another big player who needs to step up for HOTU if they want to try to make it to the finals. I mean, the thing that's so interesting about this semi-final is obviously HOTU. They've already been in the SCL 2 seasons, I believe. I believe they were in the Masters last season, and they did very, very well there. Moved their way up. And obviously, good start here. They've looked really impressive since coming to the Challenger division. Definitely don't look out of their depth at all, but I feel like they're in a similar situation to ZeroTenacity, where they're an impressive team, but we still need to see that final bit from them. We still need to show why they're deserving of a final, and I feel this is the best series to do so.
And I think as well, obviously, you mentioned, you know, HOTU coming through the Masters division. I feel like we have seen a couple teams, you know, progress themselves from the Masters to the Challenger division, and then you see them kind of just go straight back down. And I think there is a real kind of difference in talent. There is a completely different level between the Masters and Challenger division. But I feel like HOTU, they're a side that have clearly shown, you know, Masters or not, that, you know, they can do it in all seasons. Currently in the semi-final, and I feel like, you know, they're a team that we could be looking at to take this one. We didn't even really kind of talk about predictions. Who do you think you kind of favour in this one, Charlie?
I think I'll give the edge to ZeroTenacity solely because they've been here before. They've been in these semi-finals. They've made it to the final. They bested iNation there before. And obviously, that was one where iNation were heavily favoured to take it. So I think just the fact that ZeroTenacity have sort of been and done it. But this is sort of their resurgence, I suppose. Obviously, they haven't been here for a long time, which is why I mentioned they've sort of been a bit sloppy in previous seasons, and I feel like just this sort of the idea that they've been here, you've got to give them something for that. But in general, I feel these teams are very evenly matched.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, all the semi-finals games are evenly matched. We spoke about it when, obviously, Into the Breach, when we saw Iron Branch falling, but I'd love to favour ZeroTenacity. Obviously, you know, we've spoken to some of the players in the past. We've kind of seen them grow as a team, but I feel like HOTU, they're a really strong side and definitely not one to kind of count out in this series. But I'll be honest, ZeroTenacity, they're looking brilliant here on Overpass. Obviously, we've only seen a couple rounds, but if we can see ZeroTenacity take their opponent's map pick, they should be in a very strong place to close this one out in a 2-0 fashion. But then you've got to imagine that second map being Mirage. Kind of, you could kind of say it a little bit like Inferno in the standpoint that a lot of teams will be playing it. You know, it's not a team's instaban, so it should be a, you know, fairly even playing field on Mirage.
I mean, it certainly will be interesting to see how that one does go. Obviously, if ZeroTenacity can take this one, and who knows? I mean, I sort of feels like whoever takes this one has a real possibility to 2-0 it. Because like you said, Mirage will be up next.
It's kind of just what we said in the previous semi-final. One Pin versus VP Prodigy. We kind of just assumed whoever took the first map was going to close it out 2-0 because of that Inferno, but it went all three, it went the distance, and what a series that was. Hopefully, this one will provide the goods. This one will live up to the standards of that previous semi-final. Gokushima, though, he's trapped. Does have the orb, but hasn't even found a kill yet. And this is what we're talking about. You know, we mentioned a player like Brute Monster sometimes having those slow starts, and especially when you are kind of one of the team stars, because I'd say Brute Monster definitely is ZeroTenacity's star player. I feel like we needed to kind of see him step up in previous games. Obviously, they've still got themselves through it, but Gokushima's in a similar kind of situation. He's certainly HOTU's one to watch, but hasn't even found a kill yet. Neither has Mezusa.
Yeah, obviously, it's going to be a long day of CS. I think we will have periods where these players, all these players will have down periods, but sort of going down early in a season can never really, or in a series, sorry, can never really be the best situation to try to come back from. We saw it sort of from Latic yesterday, didn't we? On Ancient, he was so slow to start, and it felt like one mistake just sort of came with two more after it, and it took him so long to sort of have any sort of semblance of his old form. And then finally we saw it, but it felt too little, too late.
I feel like it could potentially be better to have a shaky first map, because Latic was putting up numbers on the first two maps. Definitely the one to watch. I want to say he's got the highest HLTV rating out of the SCL, out in that match, in that semi-final. It's going very wrong though for ZeroTenacity. Brute Monster. Oh, he spots the bomb planter with mere seconds remaining. That's a very important kill. We do have this flank coming from short. That is AVN. Got a lot of util to work with here, but this player deep towards ABC, it's going to be a bit of a problem, but Brute Monster seems to have spotted him.
He's very aware of this. Swift still towards on heaven as well. Can be taken down by AVN here. Spotted.
Brute Monster, as we mentioned, he was aware, but he doesn't find the kill. He does get the tag. Puts AVN in a very tough position. AVN finds the first, but Swift Steel with the trade. AWP can be saved. And that was a very weak investment there from HOTU. And they've somehow found the round. And that type of round can really spur your team on. And it can really kind of switch the sides of this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I feel like I always mention it on these sort of CT-sided favoured maps. That if you're ahead, regardless of the scoreline, you have to keep your foot on the gas all the time. Because just a round like that can always come. In every matchup, you're going to see a sloppy round like that, where the sort of weaker buys can just get a win. And all it takes is a kill or two. But that's why ZeroTenacity, they can't really just let up. Because HOTU can very easily come back into the game regardless of the scoreline. They're such a technically gifted team. But 4-on-4 here. Brute Monster finding the first, but a great trade.
But Charlie, look at this straight away. Look at the money for ZeroTenacity. 4 on the trot, and now they've really got nothing in the reserve. It just goes to show those kind of eco round wins really can change the game, not just on the rounds, but the economy as well. I feel like in the later stages of the games, those type of eco rounds, they really play a kind of a factor on a team's mentality. Obviously, it's early doors in the whole series, but when it's kind of do or die, you're getting to that final stage of the match, and then you lose to an eco, that's when a team's mentality can be broken. I'm loving this setup, though, from ZeroTenacity. A player towards sandbags, and one just holding the short pipe. Near perfect. Connector might be their downfall, though.
Shotfo going to be first to be tested. Really strong sort of recovery aim there. Mezusa towards confines, AVN as well. ZeroTenacity really starting to fall apart in this one. 4 versus 2. Namana and Simka. Plenty of work left to do, and Simka's sort of in a bit of a crunch position.
Ooh, Namana finding one. Takes down the... Oh, no! Well, it doesn't matter. He still finds the round.
What has just happened?
Namana finds 2. Simka finds 2.
In about 5 seconds, Namana found 3. Simka found 1. Yeah, he just pushed out solo. Somehow wasn't cleared.
Oh, he's 9-1.
He was towards ABC, Fred. He was able to get into water, push towards barrels, unspotted, and find 3.
Well, I think is we still had a player in the smoke. I believe Gokushima was just hiding around that. And we also... It seemed as though maybe HOTU were in a situation where they were thinking, it's a 4v2, they're going to save, we can just chill, nothing's going to happen. Then the Namana just comes in and ruins it all.
I don't really understand the reason behind Gokushima hiding in the smoke. That sort of seems like something you would do if you're man disadvantaged.
Potentially,
just sort of hoping you'd get overlooked.
Potentially if you've just planted the bomb, but it'd been down for quite some time. Especially when you've got the AWP in the smoke. Once it fades, you're kind of out in the middle of the open. So many questions about that round, but ZeroTenacity, they do get that win streak back.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, if Gokushima did in fact have a rifle there, Namana was dead.
Definitely.
Obviously, Namana ran out of ammo. And Gokushima just missing his first shot, got punished. So, yeah, 100% if Gokushima had a rifle there. Great shot from Gokushima onto AVN. Only takes 1 bullet in return. Unfortunate, he can't fully confirm the kill, but man advantage here from HOTU and AVN, very low HP.
It was a man advantage, but it came from Brute Monster peeking towards Monster, but he was out in the open. I really don't know why he was playing so aggressive with the AWP there. It was never going to go his way. So many angles, and while being scoped, you're really going to struggle there. As you mentioned, man advantage, somewhat of a gamble here from ZeroTenacity, and seemingly will be the right call to make. Kyofo just going to be posted up towards ABC. We've seen him in this position before. And ZeroTenacity, they love a gamble. It's nice to see just leaving Kyofo as the lone defender towards B. Usually you'd see it just leaving one up on the A-bomb side, but it's going to work out perfectly for them. Obviously, it will be a 5 versus 3 on the bomb side, but ZeroTenacity, they certainly can make things work. And with 17 seconds remaining, things could get tough here. Oh, Util coming out. Namana towards Truck. We'll just back away in the smoke. Simka in a great position here. Does find one, searching for the second. The bomb can go down, though.
A couple of nades on default. 3 HP on Gokushima. Just the Utils really chipped him down heavily.
Simka did more damage with his nade. I believe it did 8 damage. If he did even more, Gokushima would be a dead man, but he's still alive and still finding impact here. It's just Kyofo remaining. Just going to be saving here. Steps have been heard.
Yeah, real chance if both those nades perfectly hit the mark. Unfortunate stuff though, but HOTU, they find their second round. They've got to be able to string this one together though.
Nice find there from Kyofo. He knows he's getting hunted. There's another player towards short. They've given Kyofo another kill. Able to save the AWP as well. That was Brute Monsters. We're going to be seeing a force here from ZeroTenacity.
I mean, the money of HOTU isn't great. Just those kills really sort of change things up. We've seen a couple of Galils out. And the force might not actually be too bad, because it's not going to be a perfect buy. Obviously, it's still not weak having a couple of Galils, but if ZeroTenacity can win this, heartbroken HOTU certainly could be.
Yeah, we got 2 pistols, an SMG. Saved, or the saved AWP, in fact. And Kyofo's invested in the AWP. I love that molly. Lands towards Divider there.
I don't think Kyofo could have bought an M4 if he didn't find those kills.
Oh, no, definitely not. He's got no money in the bank. He didn't invest in that flash. That was safe from before.
Yeah, that could really sort of change the tide to this game. Just sort of giving up those kills just to that lone M4. If it was an AWP, I would have said go for it, but just one M4? It's questionable.
Kyofo did play it very well. Staying towards Underheaven. You know, finding that individual kill, but I really don't know why we saw more aggression there. Gokushima was so low HP. You were going for a 1v1 there. It just really didn't work in our favour. But Simka be going for the swing here. And oh, a double with the 5-7. He gets a third. Searching for the fourth. And I mentioned this. He does get the fourth. I mentioned this in the one-pin VP Prodigy game. There is no team that can wield the 5-7 better than ZeroTenacity. And Simka shows it here today. 4 in that round. Probably could have got the ace there.
I mean, it's so close. AVN just got the kill before he did. That is unbelievable from Simka. 4 kills with a $500 pistol. Really impressive stuff. The round so quickly went the way of ZeroTenacity. The setup was so strong, though. You have to really praise what they've been working on. And HOTU, once again, Fred, they're unable to string these rounds together. It's been a bit back and forth, but it might be their turn to be on this weaker buy.
Really not going to be too happy with that. Obviously, we had that saved AWP, we had the invested rifle. Didn't even matter. It was the MP9 in the 5-7 to do it all. It's just, oh, Simka.
Just Simka things there.
Yeah, just Simka things.
Rumors are very aggressive. Could get found. Certainly does. Be interesting to see if AVN's sort of going to try to deny this orb getting retrieved. I don't think there's too much he can do. Does just give it up. Gokushima's going to be wielding that. Despite only being 13 HP, this HE grenade does find 1. Significant damage to Mizusa.
It takes down Gokushima, that is the AWP. Oh, and AVN just grey screens through the smoke. Takes down all 3. I don't think he even realised he killed the player at the back there. Just the spray transfer. There's just the stray bullets. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, this is really impressive stuff, though, from ZeroTenacity, isn't it? Sort of a 9-6, 10-5 half is normally what you expect on CT sides overpass. Obviously, ZeroTenacity aren't far away. HOTU, there's certainly no reason why they can't sort of come back into their own, but they've got to start winning some rounds here.
Yeah, it all starts here for HOTU. If they don't find this one, ZeroTenacity should be able to find 9. Boost could get taken down here. Oh, that's beautiful from Case. Tags Simka down to 50 as well. And Kyofo, he knows he needs to go hunting. He needs to get a pick back. It is a dangerous game to play, though, because if he loses his life, then that's a 2-man advantage for HOTU. Brute Monster on the AWP. Boosted up towards long. AVN just going to drop the smoke. Potentially play behind it. We do see Mizuxa playing anti-flash here. You could just see Kyofo push his way on through.
Might be a bit risky now. Gokushima does take him down. 5 versus 3. HOTU. This is one that's primed to go their way. You see AVN trying to rotate down to B. Simka, just too much work to do. Finds one. Nothing else.
If he found a second, there would have been somewhat of a chance, but it's going to be so tough. Sneaky little flash there. Just going to be the save hit. So HOTU, they keep ZeroTenacity at bay. They don't allow them to find the half yet, but I feel like we will eventually go that way. Ruler slowly going to be creeping into long toilets. Searching for these saving players. Might lose his life though as Brute Monster scoped in on the AWP already. Oh, missed shot from him. He was still moving. Wants to confirm it though. There is a second player here. We'll steal the kill away from AVN. And Gokushima's going hunting as well. He wants that AWP.
Brute Monster posted up though. Don't know if he's going to be easy. What is Gokushima trying here? Steps would have been heard. And I think they're just going to respect them now. Let them keep these weapons.
We saw what it did to HOTU in the previous. When they went for the hunt, they didn't find the kills. Then they lost the round after, and it forced them to be unable to invest.
Still going to be a good buyout for ZeroTenacity. There's enough money in the reserve. But I mentioned HOTU, they needed to start to win these rounds. Still yet to string one together yet. This could break that streak.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. Obviously, HOTU have put up some numbers so far, but they definitely have struggled. And as you mentioned, the fact that they haven't strung these rounds together have made, you know, economy very tough for them, and also it's what's given ZeroTenacity such a strong lead here.
Yeah, 1 round away from winning the half. We could be seeing some mid aggression here. Brute Monster pushed up the party. In fact, we see a double con setup. Brute Monster finds the first. A lot of players around him. Spots the second, does take them down as well. He is getting pushed from the right-hand side. Isn't reacting in time. And Ruler takes him down. Clearly only expected there's going to be 2 there. But either way, comes out of that with a man advantage.
As you mentioned, there's double con setup as well. We've got a player. Is he boosted up? Is he on top of the pipe? Oh no, AVN's playing a really nice angle here. I doubt he's going to be expected. Nope, certainly not. Finds Ruler. Avenges his fallen teammate. Molotov will land in the corner. Instant smoke there from Namana. They're just going to swing on together. Oh, the timing's perfect, but Case finds him. Simka and AVN to close it out. ZeroTenacity, they do find the half here. Once again, HOTU unable to string these rounds together. Really unfortunate turn of events for them. This is their map pick, Charlie. You'd assume a team on their T side of their map pick would be a little stronger. Obviously, HOTU, they've still got something to show here, but ZeroTenacity have looked brilliant. And this investment from HOTU could be very costly. If they don't find success here, they will give up 10 rounds to ZeroTenacity, and that's potentially a little too much.
Yeah, if they find 5, it shouldn't be too bad, especially as you've got to consider HOTU, their map pick, they surely have to be better on the CT side. It is a CT-sided map, so that's where they've surely got to thrive, but this could be a cheeky setup. A lot of flashbangs coming over.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Play on the railings, full blinded.
The utility from HOTU has been so effective. Brute That's the win.
Case just finds an easy 3k. Only takes 27 points of damage. Boosted Empire in heaven as well. Could catch up Brute Monster.
It's just going to be this save hit. I think AVN, very deep in the back lines. I doubt anyone's going to want to go towards heaven, especially after Brute Monster fires off that AWP shot. I think the exit point might be Monster, but obviously AVN is waiting here. Will be Gokushima to be found, and surely Gokushima's not going to be expecting AVN. Easy frag there from AVN. These two... Did it bounce off the railing there?
It did look like it. I mean, HOTU's money's not great, Fred.
That was the risk of the force.
Yeah, even one of these players, no, they won't fall, but it's going to keep their money very, very humble. Ruler's probably going to need to drop over.
Gokushima can invest, but the utils are not going to be perfect. Oh, see, I love this. I feel like some teams, you'll see them always opting for the weaponry over the utility, but Gokushima, he knows they need the flashbangs, especially when you are a supportive player like Gokushima. I feel like you always see the AWPers generally with the sightings. They're always just going to be the supportive player, even when not on the AWP. Gokushima gone for the util, and it's clear to see why. HOTU's util so far has been absolutely exquisite. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're just going to be going straight away into this B execute. Flashes will come over. Namana in a nice position here. He's going to get pressured. The flash does miss. Namana can find one. Case with the trade, though. Swift still finding Kyofo. Two players in short. We will be having Brute Monster rotating his way towards heaven. Only a little deep there.
Yeah, more players in this water position. This Monster player can fall. This can make things a bit awkward for HOTU.
But at the same time, the trading is going to be so good for HOTU. Oh, nice find from Simka. 3 versus 3 now. We still got a lot of util for ZeroTenacity. Not so much for HOTU. Simka finds another. Ruler takes down Brute Monster. It's all on AVN now. 1 versus 2. Just going to be saving. So HOTU, they finally string some rounds together. They have found that 5th round. And they can find some more here, as it should just be an eco from ZeroTenacity. HOTU could find 6.
Yeah, 6 would be... I mean, it's interesting how this game is going to go, because obviously we don't really know what HOTU CT side's going to look like now. But like I mentioned, 10-5, 9-6. A bit more of a standard half. If HOTU can find 7, that'll be really great for them. And they can probably take the first map off of it.
We do see Simka on a 5-7, so ZeroTenacity, well done. Congratulations on 9 rounds. You found it.
One of the few players with armor as well. Because he's not going to have the same amount of support he did have in terms of the utility. Brute Monster's the first to fall.
Not looking too great for ZeroTenacity, though. That con death giving up a lot of control. I think we need to see a gamble here from ZeroTenacity. Just take a risk. They've left AVN, I want to say towards... Is that short?
AVN... Yeah, he's just outside the condor. Holding the sort of monster flank. So he's in fact got that sort of information on B. So yeah, it is a bit more of an A lead from ZeroTenacity. But when you've got to consider 2 of the players are just these pistols. And Simka with the 5-7.
Simka does get taken down. It's just on AVN now. He's going to barrel his way up connector. Will lose his life to Swift Steal as well. An easy kill for Swift Steal. And it's all on Kyofo now. I'm not too sure why they didn't kind of have the M4 on the A bomb site. It seemed as though that would have been perfect. But you know, if you're going to leave a player to get that information, just leave a USP there.
Yeah, it is a bit interesting, but obviously not opted to do so. Util's not perfect on ZeroTenacity. 4 M4s and the AWP out. Final round of the half. This round could be so pivotal. If ZeroTenacity win it, it's a bit of a standard sort of overpass half. If HOTU win it, it's been a great T-side from them.
Especially when they started off so shakily. It really wasn't the start they needed whatsoever, but All it took was a couple rounds, ruined the money for ZeroTenacity. They just found their footing.
No damage dealt just yet.
I don't even know how Namana could even see anything there. Oh, that is wonderful from HOTU. Oh, team kill that. Not too great. Not too sure as to how or why, but...
Yeah, maybe a bit of a spike.
You took my kill, you took my kill, I'll take your life.
Yeah, HOTU should still be primed to take this one here. Obviously, the man advantage. I like how slow they're playing this, despite just finding the 2 kills towards B, Brew Monster. Are we going to see another denial of the bomb? No, but that's an even better one. Just Swift still jiggling towards water, but gets punished from heaven.
Gokushima in a nice position here, just towards Monster.
Fred, this team could have a lot of
a lot of impact.
Turmoil in this sort of round, I suppose. This could be really brutal. Gokushima falls ruler. I believe the player who got the team kill left the clutch. It does have a Molotov. Gonna be dumping that down. Brew Monster can just stick it. The flash isn't good enough to get him off the bomb. And the round gets won.
They would have had an extra player. Yeah, HOTU certainly would have had a great chance to win that one. The team kill definitely had a lot of impact there. Do we have someone disconnect? Was the player that team? Was it the player that got team?
No, it was Mizusa, I believe, that got team killed. So yeah, Gokushima just rage quitting halfway through the game. No, obviously not. Just in this little halftime break. Maybe. Any issues you have, I hope not. But yeah, obviously just in the halftime break. I feel like this is perfect time if you've got any problems. Get them out. You don't want any technical pauses on team. Stream.
On team. Probably don't want it in the team either.
No, probably not. I mean, we've mentioned that these tape pauses can sort of sway how the momentum of the match can go. So, yeah, I think just sort of limit the amount of them, just so you don't really mix anything up. But 9-6, like I mentioned, a bit of a standard half on overpass. Nothing too fancy from either teams, but obviously this is HOTU's map pick. Their CT side is where really interests me to see what they can do. I was going to say, we're going to see a pause. But Gokushima is here.
It just joined back very sneakily.
Yeah, just snuck in.
This is exactly what we were saying. Gokushima currently 3-12. Really not had a good start to this game. I do believe he loses a kill from a disconnect.
Yeah, he certainly could have. But either way, Fred, Gokushima and Mizusa, 3 and 5 kills, potentially 4 and 5 kills. But these are the 2-star players on HOTU. They statistically are the best players on the side, and they're having a really tough start right now.
Even with them having a tough start, the fact they were able to find 6 rounds on that T side, not too bad at all. But I feel like this is where they need to step up, especially when it's your AWPer on the CT side. Can't really be having any missteps. Util going to be sent here. Oh, missed flashbang. A lot of Util invested here from ZeroTenacity. A lot of players coming from short as well. Namana gets eliminated. Now the 4 aggressors will come through. The bomb does go down. They're going to be pushing through the ABC smoke. Oh, Brute Monster in a great position. Has got the ding, but it's 2 versus 4 here. Oh, and instantly the kill feed all blue.
That's what we wanted to see from HOTU. Good looking stuff there. I really loved how they played that sort of dink. I believe it was Brute Monster. Found one towards short, went towards Monster, dinked the player, sort of second-guessed himself, went back in for the swing, but instantly cased there to back up his team from short, swings out, keeps him alive, and HOTU just sort of overwhelmed that bomb site, so good start from them on their CT side. Will we see this force from ZeroTenacity? Few deagles invested, so it could just be a bit of a deco. You've got 4 deagles and that P250.
I like how they played that. I feel like some teams you'll see them kind of questioning, playing quite slow on the retakes, but no, HOTU just full speed, completely caught out ZeroTenacity and Simka. Not going to be too happy with that nade.
Do you reckon Simka's a Tech 9 player, along with the 5-7?
Yeah, I think a lot of people on the T side are Tech 9 players. I feel like the CZ is more of the rare one.
Yeah, I think my stubbornness is just making me stick with the CZ. I think I just like the idea of a rapid fire or a full auto pistol. Obviously, it used to be incredible. It's a bit lackluster now, but
I feel like you need to get with the times, Charlie.
So bad with the Tech 9, so...
Well, it's not just the Tech 9, but,
It's 5-7 as well, actually. I can't use either of them. But Medusa is in between a bit of a rock and a hard place and does get found by Simca.
AVN's in a nice position here, because surely HOTU are eventually going to go probing. I say that, AVN's the one to be the probe here. Does do a lot of damage to Case, but doesn't confirm the kill yet. Simca searching for one towards A. They've got 40 seconds to play with here. And obviously, if they can just find another kill, very successful round.
Hey, look at AVN. Creeping out of Monster here. Case is towards Water. Obviously, he's the player that got tagged down from AVN earlier. 30 points of health. As AVN snuck out quite deep. It's a bit of a passive hold. And Ruda does find AVN. And Gokushima finds the final two.
HOTU, they put themselves one round away from their opponents. I like the idea of the eco from ZeroTenacity in the last, or the deco, you could say, to give them this really strong buy. But the question is, could Brute Monster have brought the AWP out if they didn't invest, or whoever had the most money just didn't invest in anything?
The most spent money was 4,800, and all the players either have $50 or $0. So
no, I'm talking about if we saw in the last, no one in, like
no
the
Deagles, yeah, but you got to think. So what would be 4,000? About 5. Technically, yes, but it would be whoever drops it over would have no Kevlar. Sorry, they would have Kevlar, no head armor, no util.
Was there
so
no? Was there
technically
no
they could have. No, I don't believe there was any util. No, not at all. I do believe it was just those 4 Deagles and 1 P250. I don't think anything else was invested with it, but yeah, they technically could have. I think you'd probably rather have the full team on the full buy, or just have all the util. Look at that spam damage, Fred.
That is ridiculous. An
3
amazing
players
way.
instantly chipped down so heavily. Case 27 points of health.
Obviously, this is unconfirmed damage, though. Kyofo doesn't have that information, but obviously, players being low, taking these altercations later on in the rounds, HOTU are going to struggle. Ooh, AVN getting chipped down away as well. Dropped to 20.
Loving these spams. Looking really good.
Kind of just shows the read of these players. Obviously, you see those spams come through quite a lot, but a lot of the time you don't see them have anywhere near as much success as we've seen in this round. ZeroTenacity, this is their chance to find double digits. AVN, bombs on the other side, mate.
It sort of looked like he was seeing if it got dropped down the...
Can it still get dropped down
It's Valve, so they probably didn't change much.
there?
So probably. True. I mean, it's not easy to drop it down there.
What game did that happen in? I'm trying to remember.
I'm not sure. I think it was just... I don't think it was a big game. But I remember it went pretty viral. Yeah, it is. I mean, it'd be awful if it happened in a game like this. Or a final would just be absolutely terrible. But HOTU, they do have the man advantage in this one. AVN soon to fall. A lot of damage dealt. Couple of kills go back the way of ZeroTenacity.
Oh, they bring it.
3 kills. This is really impressive here. The spam. Will we see anything from Gokushima?
Ooh.
We'll see a bit late, but yeah, he definitely finds it. Kyofo was to play with more HP as well.
Yeah, Simca, 22 points of health here. Definitely going to struggle. I think he needs to peek his way on out. Don't seem that worried about Monster. Oh, now they are. Oh, and Mizuxa. Perfect timing there. The 2 underperformers there for HOTU will clutch it out. They level things up 9-9. And HOTU slowly getting into a position to secure their own map pick.
Yeah, I mean, that round was very up in the air. Just the amount of damage that was dealt. And obviously, ZeroTenacity. I mean, the fact that they brought it back from that 5 versus 2 to a 2 versus 2 was impressive, sadly. Got a bit punished with the sort of kill through the smoke, but either way, that is CS. It does happen. You've got to be aware of everything in this game. Full
buyout for ZeroTenacity, though. A lot of limitations here as we see 2 Galils. And the AK's really lacking in the util department. They're just going to be creeping their way on out. I love this. Oh, and now the swing comes through, but Case and Swift still, they get 3 between them, and instantly the round's over. Brute Monster being the only one on ZeroTenacity to find a frag. Now it's just going to be the Deagle investment from ZeroTenacity and HOTU. They're going to find 11.
Yeah, be aware, ZeroTenacity, Gokushima on the AWP, on the favoured side of Overpass. He's got a few kills now. Got himself a bit more into it. Sort of doubled the kills that he had since switching, or over doubled the kills he had on the T side already. So certainly impressive stuff. We just need to see what he can do with this AWP, because we mentioned in the pregame him in Brute Monster. The maps that we're going to be seeing today, they can really thrive on all of them. So just watching them, it's going to be a real joy to hold. We've just got to see something here. HOTU, I think we're going to now start to see the reason why they picked this map.
Yeah, definitely they've shown strengths on Overpass here on their CT side initially, but that one round just goes to show that the individual firepower that HOTU have. It seemed as though ZeroTenacity, they crept their way onto the B-bomb site very nicely. It seemed as though the round could have been great for them, but instantly, once the gunfights did come through, it just all went the way of HOTU. And something to mention, Charlie, obviously HOTU, they bested Iron Branch 2-0. You've got to imagine that's got to be something playing in the minds of the ZeroTenacity side. They've beaten the kind of the 3-time champions. You know, what are we going to do against them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a scary thought. This one, ZeroTenacity, don't really look like they're showing us too much. They might be able to catch off this player towards long though. Mizusa does find one, just using the rock as cover, just jiggling in and out. Swift still's here to back up his teammate. Kyofo falls, not expecting it in Simka. All that remains, this could be a 5-man survival. The spam through the wall. Simka gets tagged down low.
He's been spotted once again towards Divider as well. And Gokushima, although he's out in the open, he's so aware. Just going to find the frag through the wall. The initial damage dealt through that wall as well. And HOTU, they find 11. 2-round lead they have on their opponents now. And that's 5 in a row on the CT side. We do see Brute Monster out on the AWP now. But instantly, Gokushima has gone from a very bad scoreline pretty much right back to it. That's 7 kills without a death for Gokushima. 3-2 on the half switch, and straight away brought it back to 10-2. That's absolutely brilliant. Now we see the spam come through once again. Not inflicting anywhere near as much damage as before. Namana, this Naked do a lot of work. Mizuka dropped down to 22. We've seen Gokushima, 8 HP as well. And Namana, he spots out one. Fully blind here, and the aggression comes through. Mizuka does confirm the kill.
That is such a risk there from HOTU, Fred. Obviously, they had the flash come over. The full HP was the one who pushed first, and Mizusa was there for the second. If Namana was not fully blinded, they would have both went down. Such a risk, but it did work out for HOTU. They managed to keep it level. I don't know how heavily it's favouring them. They got 2 players very low, and obviously losing a player is going to really split the defence.
Obviously, without a perfect flash, it would have been over. It's the fact that that flash must have blinded him for at least 3 seconds, maybe 2.5.
It well and truly did its job. Swift still towards long, has to be very wary here. We're seeing this boost. The steps would have been heard. The flash isn't good enough, though.
Though Gokushima's 8 HP has found another. Like the lack of health not being the biggest of problems when wielding the AWP, but we do have a nade on Kyofo. He's slowly going back towards connector, so Gokushima doesn't need to be worried about the HE. Oh, Case will find AVN. Gokushima searching for another. That's his 2nd kill found on this such low HP, and now it's all on Kyofo. He spotted the player towards ABC. Molotov will land, flashbang as well, and now Case will get aggressive. Can find Kyofo here. He's in a very...
Case is the only player with significant HP. Oh, if Case went down there, Fred, it would have been Gokushima 8 HP and Mizusa 22. It could have really been up in the air, but HOTU, they do win. Once again, they seem to love to take this damage early, but they could always make it work. Doesn't matter how much they take. Tactical pause now called from ZeroTenacity. You can't blame them for it. It's been a 6-0 start since HOTU has switched over to this side. ZeroTenacity yet to find anything on their T side.
Yeah, it's been a real, kind of massive struggle here for ZeroTenacity. Obviously, they looked really nice in the start of their CT side, but now they've switched to the unfavored side. Really not going well for them. Of the last 10 rounds, HOTU have found 9 of them, which just goes to show how dominant they've been in this kind of second portion of this map. A play we haven't really pointed out, kind of Case. 20 and 15. I feel like Case just putting up numbers here and there. We haven't seen any crazy clutches, but sometimes all you need to do is just the simple work.
Yeah, and it's impressive to see from Case. He's sort of normally just been middle of the pack for HOTU, but the fact that in this one, he's certainly doing his job and more.
Sometimes that is kind of the result of having a player like Gokushima having a slow start. Will allow a player like Case to try and find some more kills, try and be the bridge between their success. Mazukza in a nice position here. Oh, does spot the player in con. Going to be dropping down. Spots one out towards middle as well. Nice find from Simka, though. Simka's another player who's put up a lot of numbers, but Case will best him.
Yeah, Simka looks so aware of that there, but Case did come out on top.
That was a battle of the top performers there. Both on 21 kills now. Nice find from Gokushima. A creative way to find the frag just on top of the dumpster. Brute Monster really wasn't aware. Namana going to be aggressing. Great find from him, but he's definitely not aware of another player towards Monster. Can just get himself out of there. Ruler.
He doesn't have a gun.
He dropped his weapon, wanted to retrieve another to get some more ammo in the mag. But they still win the round. HOTU find 13. 3 rounds away from closing out this map. And then we go to Mirage. We've seen HOTU and Mirage in the past. They've looked absolutely amazing on it. So that's something that ZeroTenacity need to be very cautious of. You've got to imagine that HOTU, if they can close out this, if they can keep this in a dominant fashion, not even allow ZeroTenacity to find a round on their T side, the mentality of the ZT players certainly will be in the bin. And HOTU, they'll be brimming with confidence switching to Mirage. Charlie, in the next 2 hours, we'll find out our grand finalists. I can't wait to see it as well.
I mean, maybe even less. If HOTU can win this one out and win it 2-0, that would be unbelievable. But yeah, it is really exciting. Obviously, one pin won their matchup yesterday against VP Prodigy in a really strange best of 3. It certainly had it all. But a really exciting one to watch nonetheless.
AVN does find one, but Ruler with a lovely double. Namana finds one with a tag, but Ruler on for the 4 kills in this one. Does find it. Great round from Ruler. And HOTU, they find 14. And things are looking quite sketchy here for ZeroTenacity. 8 rounds they've had on the T side, and they're yet to find one. Brute Monster once again on the AWP.
Yeah, when you sort of consider HOTU's T side was a bit of a standard T side, it feels like whoever they're playing against on Overpass, they sort of need to. It sort of feels like they need to win all 15 on their CT, because HOTU are looking electric on their CT side. AVN does find the opening kill though, but I feel like what we've seen from HOTU in this half, it just shows you can't count them out regardless of what happens until that final stage of the round.
Yeah, obviously Overpass statistically, I want to say is their best map. I haven't checked the HLTV stats, but I've seen them consistently picking it in these series. And I feel like it definitely makes sense. They've looked so strong on it so far. ZeroTenacity, they've got the opportunity to find their first round here on the T side. And with Swift still being 9 HP, definitely should be taking this one. Obviously, Gokushima is still alive and certainly going to be the one to watch. Does find one, but AVN going to get the trade here. An important kill. The Molotov will land towards default. Could be seeing a truck plant here. The flash will come through. Oh, AVN will take down Swift still, but a little too late. Swift still finds Simka. Puts Case in a 1 versus 2. But AVN, although low HP, he goes progressing. Will be on the flank, and we can see a knife here, Charlie. The question is, will we see one?
Surely it can't be the sort of play you make in a game like this.
I want to see it, but
I feel like we've seen the one that always comes to mind about a messed up knife kill is the simple one on Dust 2.
Yeah,
Whereas,
definitely.
Yeah, it was against Liquid, wasn't it? When obviously, I think they were sort of significantly ahead. He went for a knife of Nitro. He wins the 1 versus 3, and they end up going to overtime and winning the game, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's just they could have just ended if he just killed him. But yeah, it always sort of just plays in the back of my mind that maybe we shouldn't do this here. But obviously, I'm never under the pressure of these guys. Simka, that's a great way to find a double. This was a full by Fred. Just spam through the smoke and got gifted too.
It shows that HOTU, even though they just lost that round, they are still going to be taking the aggression. They are going to be still taking these risky plays that have found them so much success in the past. But I feel like ZeroTenacity, they're finally wise to it. They understand, you know what? We see a smoke. We know someone's coming through it. Let's play a little bit passively. But Simka, he's found 4 in this one. He's on for the ace. And rightly so. Simka's a player that's put up so many numbers in this map so far. Single-handedly won ZeroTenacity a multitude of rounds here. He's done it again.
Yeah, Simka in general has been very impressive this season. I mean, the whole team, in fact, just of ZeroTenacity, have really sort of just combined, and they're very even in terms of kills, really. I'm just having a quick look at the kill distribution between the whole team, really. And Broom Monster is up there with around 232. But then you've got Simka on 214, and there's only about 20 kills between him and the bottom in Namana, which it's just in terms of a game, that can just be a couple of kills here. So it's really impressive that these guys are very sort of similar in terms of the fragging department, and I feel like that's something that makes ZeroTenacity such a strong team, that everybody has their moments. We've seen Namana, who obviously just isn't naturally going to be right there at the top, but the amount of sort of huge rounds that Namana has, such an impactful player.
And I feel like it's a massive benefit that they've got going for them. When you have that kind of situation where all players can step up when necessary, a very dangerous team to face off against. But I feel like HOTU, you could kind of compare it as well. You see the HLTV ratings, a lot of the players are in a kind of similar kind of standpoint. It's not as though they've only got 1 or 2 players, but look how well Gokushima's done from the switch to this CT side. Currently on the CT side, he's 14-2. Just kind of ridiculous when you think about it.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to see from him. The Zusa does fall, takes down AVN. Just 10 points of health. We are all level here again. HOTU have 3 players towards this B site. Gonna be seeing this boost. Case it is holding for it.
Ruler could get caught out though. Broom Monster going to be sending over the flashes. The timing of these could be perfect. We'll blind the player towards Monster.
Boost does get dismantled. Not a lot of util left on HOTU. This is the final smoke that they're using towards Monster.
Now the util will be coming over. Molotov towards Barrel. Swift still tasked with finding a lot of these kills, but the molly will damage him. Forces him back towards Bridge. Kills are traded, but Simka, that's an important one. Charlie, 11 points of health combined on the 2 ZeroTenacity players, but they're facing off against the orb of Gokushima. Doesn't really matter what HP you're on now. What a find from him, though. If he just switches to a rifle, Gokushima's got an easy round on his hands. Oh, he has done that.
I can't connect that final bullet just yet. Simka towards water. Gokushima finds the kill. It looked dicey when the player killed towards short towards Broom Monster, so he couldn't really switch to his rifle, but luckily he finds one, wins the round, and match point found thanks to a Gokushima 1 versus 2.
It was a great round there, even with the fact he found that first kill with the orb. Not too sure as to why Broom Monster went hunting there. Obviously, the smokes were about to fade, so he wanted to get himself off short just in case there was a player towards heaven. But they've given HOTU 15 now. Although ZeroTenacity, a 15-11 scoreline, it's not too bad, but you've got to imagine we needed to see more from ZeroTenacity, especially because they had such a strong start.
I mean, the buy in this one is better than HOTU's. Found that HOTU have a couple of FAMASs. You probably have to favour ZeroTenacity ever so slightly as well.
It seems as though they are just going to be We've got 3 players outside Monster. The nade strikes will come through, but Gokushima, what a shot there. That is immense.
I was just about to say how unlucky that timing is, but with a flick like that, it doesn't matter what your timing's like. Simka finds one, but Case there for a great trade. 2 versus 3 Fred. ZeroTenacity, so much work to do here, so much work for Kyofo to do here. He's the bottom performing player in the whole server, just with 8 kills, he's had a really tough game. This would be the moment to change things up, but Gokushima towards mid could end it all, and he does 16-11. After a 9-6 half, HOTU on their CT side looked unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a great half from HOTU. It just goes to show that on their own map pick, they've got absolutely everything going for them. And you've got to imagine what that's going to do to the mentality of the ZeroTenacity players, especially after they started Overpass so strongly. But obviously, we are going to be jumping over to Mirage next. And I can't wait to see how HOTU perform on their own map pick. We will just go to a short break before Mirage. Hello there, guys. Welcome back. We are going to be jumping very shortly into the second map. Obviously, Mirage, it is ZeroTenacity's map pick, so you've got to imagine they're going to have somewhat of a stronger start here. But realistically, it's do or die for ZT.
Yeah, I mean, one map down in this series, Mirage is really up in the air, can be anyone's map to win. So yeah, it is a sort of scary thought that ZeroTenacity could sort of go out just in 2-0 fashion, which is disappointing for them. But obviously, still, you can never count out ZeroTenacity. Mirage is going to be their map pick. You've got to slightly favour them, but HOTU, they have also been very impressive on it. They beat Monte Carlo this season 16-4 on it.
Nice double there from Mizuka. Simka will find him. Simka gets another as well. 3 versus 3. Ruler 2 HP. Namana in a wonderful position. Does find one. That is Ruler getting taken down. But Gokushima with the trade. We do have a kit on Swift still. A real chance here for HOTU. Oh, and it's going to get stuck and they're going to win it. They win it with a ninja.
Yeah, I haven't seen a round like that in the playoffs. I don't think we've seen a round like that in the playoffs in general. So that's... yeah, it's just pretty impressive, sticking the bomb there. Despite the teammate of Gokushima not exactly doing loads, they did enough. So round was won. HOTU, despite having the sort of disadvantage, it feels like in terms of positioning, they still managed to take that one home.
Yeah, it's an interesting round for them to find, but, you know, sometimes it is kind of the most unusual ways that you do find success.
Four v 4 in this one, though. Bomb is towards top mid. Case holding Kyofo in underpass.
Yeah, HOTU, they've got a good buyout. Obviously, the 3 M4s and that MP9, the real lacking factor is that utility. Ooh, nice find from Gokushima. Simka as well, getting tagged, but will eliminate Case. The bomb's been dropped towards shore, but Simka can find another. Not all three, though, as Gokushima will take him down. Ruler will find AVN, and now it's all on Kyofo. 1 versus 2, but he does find the first. Now Gokushima in the clutch.
Obviously, bombs under Gokushima's control. It seems like Ruler sort of just gave his life away there a little bit, and he could sort of really feel the wrath of his teammates if they failed to convert this, but Gokushima... oh, he is going to be giving up the bomb. Kyofo's got it, but perfect timing on the peak from Gokushima. HOTU do deny the force by victory from ZeroTenacity.
I feel like sometimes it's better in that situation to not keep your sights set on the bomb for all too long, because obviously Kyofo is going to be aware that Gokushima is going to be close towards the bomb, but the fact it was still towards short, you know, there was so many possibilities. We had connector, window, it could have been, you know, towards chair as well. So Gokushima just playing hidden, making sure it not dying from the flank towards T-spawn, and then just jiggling out and finding Kyofo. So HOTU, they start things off very nicely here. Similar kind of start that we saw from ZeroTenacity on Overpass, but HOTU, they're the ones in the driver's seat here. Really going to be the ones setting the pace here for Mirage, because obviously ZeroTenacity, they lose this one. That's the SCL Challenger Division playoffs run come to a close.
Yeah, it will be all over for them. Obviously, the winner advances to the final to play one pin in 2 days' time.
Yeah, 25th. That's going to be an absolutely amazing series. Regardless of the opponent, one pin, they've looked brilliant so far, and I feel like they could be the one to take it. Great find from Simka there. Takes down Ruler. Brings it back to a 4v4. Does get taken down by Swift Steel. And a lot of MP9s in this round, or a lot of MP9 frags, in fact. As we do see Mizuka finding AVN. It's now just Namana and Brute Monster that remain. Case taking down Brute Monster. And Mizuka wanting to double down. Will find success. A lot of money made there from HOTU. Obviously, it was just an eco from ZeroTenacity. And this next one will be somewhat of a bonus round for HOTU. But if they can take it... oh, I love this. Straight away, we see Gokushima bringing out the AWP. Upgrades coming through as well.
Yeah, HOTU understand that sort of they don't really want to have many limitations in this round at all. They are on ZeroTenacity's map pick. They've had a good start thanks to winning the pistol, but they've got to continue it. So dropping over that AWP, Mizuka, luckily for him, he got 3 kills in the previous with the MP9, so money definitely wasn't that big an issue.
And the fact they upgraded as well. Obviously, Ruler still on MP9, but we saw, I think it must have been Ruler who dropped over an M4, or someone definitely did. Oh, nice from Case. Does find the mana. Simka with the trade, but he's been tagged down to 48. Mazooks are in a perfect position. So many kills in the last, and he's going to do it here again.
Yeah, perfect timing on that smoke as well. Mazooka gets one, smoke's dropped. No chance for the trade, and Kyofo timing's not in his favor. Loses his life. Flashbang's great. Simka full blinded. Gets found by Swift still.
Regardless of the map, HOTU, they seem so well drilled on all the CT sides. I love the way they're playing as a team. And all three of them swinging. AVN does find another, but it's going to just be another half buy for ZeroTenacity. HOTU, they start things off wonderfully here.
Seen a tactical pause being called early from ZeroTenacity. Obviously, I don't really feel like they can justify a full buy in this round. I mean, technically they could if they wanted to, but it would be far too big a risk. So probably just a half buy. Probably calling this for a bit of strategy in this round as well as the next. But I mean, Fred, you've got to think HOTU, they're already a quarter of the way to getting that 16 to knocking ZeroTenacity out.
And also to get themselves in the finals. We mentioned they progressed from the Masters division in the last season. If they're a team, if they win it, you know, what a statement it would make. I feel like it would also kind of provide a little bit of inspiration for the rest of the Masters teams. You know what? We came up through the Masters division. We kind of battled our way into the Challenger division, and we've gone and won it. You know, if we can do it, so can you guys.
I think winning their first season as well, if they would take it in the Challenger division. So yeah, definitely going to be sort of a bit of an inspiration story. Great shot though from Namana, just showing that this game is far from over.
Gokushima. As though he's meant to find that next kill. Oh, but he's just posted up on the angle. Not going to miss that one.
Could be a boost towards stairs. AVM with this Galil gets boosted up, tries to get set up for success. 4 versus 4 here. Obviously, just the Deagles and AVN's Galil. All the remaining players on ZeroTenacity do have armor. Gokushima does go down. The short player not there for the trade.
So one towards CT, that is Mazooka, but obviously the bomb's planted. Not for CT. 3 versus 3 here. We do have a kill on Mazooka. AVN in a lovely position though. Surely going to find this kill. Takes down Swift Steel. Ruler and Mazooka, all that remain.
This is getting quite dicey here. This was just a really weak buy from ZeroTenacity. Obviously, they did call a tactical pause for it, and it could work out perfectly. AVM falls. There was this flank. Went from ramp all the way to mid. Simka could shut down Ruler. Looks like he's playing Trigger. Kyofo falls. They've got the information, and Simka can't find the bomb planter. Ruler doubles down.
That was the last bullet of his mag. Mazooka was 7 HP. That was an amazing round there. HOTU, they find 5. They restabilize after such a shaky start in that round. It seemed as though ZeroTenacity primed to take that one. But what a clutch from those two individuals.
I mean, you saw Ruler just glued to ramp. He knew he needed to find these kills. There was sort of just 2 players just crunching down on Mazooka. He's so low, like you mentioned, and yet still Ruler really stepped up above him and found 4 kills into that round. He had 1 kill before that. Really great stuff.
And that type of round as well can really spur an individual on. It can give them the confidence that they're potentially looking for. And obviously, Ruler's a player that I feel like you could kind of compare to maybe Simka or Namana on the side of ZeroTenacity. You know, they're players that you're not going to see at the bottom of the leaderboard, but kind of very rarely you'll see them thriving at the top. But realistically, Ruler, a wonderful start so far. So you've got to imagine, if we can see a player like Ruler find his confidence and continue on this dominant way, it could be a very scary prospect. Miss flash there from Kyofo. Potentially the pressure's getting to the ZeroTenacity side, and rightly so. As we've kind of drilled down a couple times, this is an elimination. This is an elimination map. ZeroTenacity lose this, they're out. No second chances here, and instantly a great start to the round from HOTU.
Yeah, Swift still taking that aggression towards underpass. Namana clearly realizes that things are already starting to get a bit out of control. He obviously used that tag pause on the previous round. He used one again straight after. They're so aware that they need to win this. Brew Monster spotted. Keeps himself alive. Simka in an awful position. Is allowed to cross behind the boxes towards top mid, but just 4 HP to his name.
Yeah, and I feel like this might be a matchup where Brute Monster does have one of those slow starts, and that's exactly what ZeroTenacity don't need. We need to be seeing a player like Brute Monster stepping up, especially on your team's map pick. Because without it, ZeroTenacity definitely going to struggle. Mana slowly creeping his way up connector. Gokushima posted up towards ramp with the orb. We do have a player on balcony, I believe. Ready and waiting. Oh, he's under balcony, in fact. But Namana, an important kill onto Mizuxa. Gokushima still holding here. Gonna search for the kill. Finds one towards stairs. And Gokushima aggressing. I love that from Brute Monster. The mobility. Gets himself on top of triple. Swift steal now in the 1 versus 1. But it's Namana to clutch it out. Solo HP. Still towards Ram. And the tap of the bomb could force his hand.
Just glued to it, holding. Knows it's going to be a fake. Swift still. He's sticking it now. Namana has to have a perfect swing.
Oh, it doesn't even matter.
Just mistimes his count. Perfect shot. Milliseconds in that. That's so unlucky from Namana. Hits an instant shot, but you understand it from his perspective, though, don't you? He's 1 bullet from death. Has to take a risk. Tries to peek at the very last second, but does get caught off. HOTU, they indeed do find 6. You can see, just look at the money they got in the reserve. Near pennies at this point, really. They've got absolutely nothing, but they're still winning the rounds.
Ooh, Namana, potentially a little bit nerve-wracking after that round. It seemed as though did have the chance to take it. He does find 2 here, in fact. Ooh, Gokushima with the tag. Can't confirm the kill yet. AVN and Namana very low HP. Even with HOTU's disadvantage, they've still got a chance, but Brute Monster finding that one. An important kill onto Mizuxa. Gonna be searching for Ruler as well, and now it's all on Gokushima, all on the AWP here for against ZeroTenacity.
Got the information of where he is. And Gokushima's aware that they're just probably going to hit towards B. Brute Monster is on short. It looked like he had the chance to find the kill. Gokushima really testing fate. Both players have been tagged. Molotov getting dropped. Brute Monster just trying to get out of there.
Brute Monster has made his position known. Gokushima as well, not being quiet about his intentions. Kyofo will be rotating in here. Could be a problem though. Gokushima might be able to find Kyofo. Searching for some utility, I believe, but don't think we're going to see Gokushima even going for this one. Could find Brute Monster here. Nice find. An important kill. I just hit Kyofo on the save. Yeah, Gokushima finding both of them. 3 in that round, but not enough. ZeroTenacity, they find their first on the T side, but HOTU, they've still had a brilliant half, but as we mentioned, the money for HOTU leaves a lot to be desired, and the loss bonus as well they're just gonna have to force now.
Yeah, it's not actually too bad a situation, because ZeroTenacity's money, after sort of Gokushima finding those final 2 kills, the fact that ZeroTenacity won the round with absolutely nobody surviving, their money is also a bit dire right now, so HOTU can somehow win this. They'll be in a brilliant position.
257's a Deagle and a Scout. Brute Monster aware of Gokushima's peak. That AWP's going to have to try and be saved. Ruler will be able to keep it. And Brute Monster hunting for more here. Rightly so. He knows the AWP's going to be saved, so might as well try and hunt down the retrieving player. Luckily it was Ruler, in fact. Obviously no armor. Ooh, AVN has spotted one. Chipped down Mizuxa very low. Mizuxa still playing very deep here. Could catch him out, but no. AVN will still find him.
ZeroTenacity's really just sort of trying to wait for mistakes here. Bomb still towards side alley, and it's working out perfectly. You can see players like Case trying to get aggressive, trying to find something into this round.
Ooh, Swift steal.
Certainly not a clean kill.
A lot of control is being taken here towards A. AVN so deep here towards jungle, surely going to go unchecked.
Is coming towards A now. Kyofo sort of just has to plant towards default because they've got to be aware that Ruler could just be holding the cross.
Obviously, they're not too worried about a player towards CT. Especially Swift still being 12 HP, even if he was towards CT. I think we would have still seen Simka find that frag. HOTU potentially just going to be playing for exits once again.
I mean, the next round won't be too bad a buy. You got to think Swift still does have armor. He's got a Deagle and an AK, so he can drop over that Deagle to somebody. Ruler can obviously give that all back to Gokushima.
And Gokushima can actually invest in armor. He's still got 950 to work with here. Obviously, kind of keeping some money in the reserve for the AWP in their next full buy round. But I don't know whether we'll see Gokushima invest in armor. I think he's going to struggle.
2.4k loss bonus unless he finds at least 2 kills with this AWP. Because obviously the loss, but the sort of kill reward on the AWP is pretty terrible. So yeah, he is actually going to be investing a decent amount. So I think he's going to be prepared to either save this AWP again or sort of just play a rifle in the next.
The buy's not too bad at all. As you mentioned, we got an AK, 2 Deagles, P250 and the AWP on Gokushima. Can't be going for any advantageous peaks though. As in reality, doesn't want to get taken down by Brute Monster. Namana playing a nice angle here. Will be getting swung from middle. Does find one. Aware of the player behind the smoke here. Gokushima going to be rotating in towards A. Peaks. Oh, that is perfect. Swift still finds Namana as well. It's a 3 versus 3. The bomb has gone down though, and they might just go for the save once again. Ruler could potentially play for some exits, but there is a gun quite close by. They could just save in this one. No real need to even have a look. And obviously Swift still does have the kit, but surely too big of a risk.
Yeah, it's still doable. And it looks like they want to have a bit of a look. See if they can find anything. Player towards Tetris, 1 in CT. Crossfires are good here. Yeah, the save's coming through now. AK and all going to try to be kept alive once again. Swift still could fall. And he does. Luckily, Gokushima can keep this AWP alive. Rest of the team can buy. So, Gokushima, he's going to have the AWP in the next as well.
Nice set of rounds, though, here from ZeroTenacity. That's 3 in a row for them. Obviously, a map like Mirage, we're expecting a 9-6, maybe even an 8-7 on the CT side. I feel like it's a map that you kind of can see go very fairly split. But I feel like at the same time, you really can never know. I feel like time and time again, especially in the series we saw 1pin versus VP Prodigy, it seemed as though the unfavored sides were the ones that were just absolutely dominating. Oh, this nade could do a lot of damage, just shy of hitting its mark. Oh, nice find from Gokushima. We've got a player towards middle as well. Out in the open, Simka does find Case. An important frag from Mizuxa. Takes down the lurk of AVN. Gokushima in a great position here towards window. The smoke will come through. Oh, and he finds Brute Monster. A great frag there. 3 versus 2 now with Simka. 22 HP. HOTU, they can find their 7th with ease in this one. We're going to need to see...
very pushed up. This is so risky. I mean, just like that, look. No one there to trade him. He's all alone. I think too big a risk. 1 bullet from definitely does fall. Kyofo 1 versus 3. He had a really tough first game. And he's sort of having a bit of a tough second one as well.
If he's able to somehow win this one, though, really spur ZeroTenacity on, as it will allow them to find their 4th. But no. Mizuxa playing a very nice angle, completely catching out Kyofo. HOTU, they do find their 7th. We will see a buyout here for ZeroTenacity, but Namana surely not going to be on a perfect weapon. Potentially a Mac 10. Could even see a Tech 9. There we have it. Tech 9 and full Yuto. I like the look of it. Brute Monster bringing the AWP out as well, and the remaining players on the AKs. But this is where HOTU, they can once again string some rounds together in their favour. They have looked good so far. Smoke towards window. Obviously, they sent the Molotov, so it will allow a little bit of a gap. Another flash there towards apartments from Kyofo. Wants to make sure that no one's getting a little aggressive on this HOTU side, and rightly so. I feel like HOTU on the CT side, regardless of side, they seem to be getting very aggressive early on.
If HOTU can win this round, ZeroTenacity's money will be broken, so 9 should be Well, in fact, what's the loss bonus for ZeroTenacity? Luckily for them, it is actually 2 loss bonus. If it was only 1, they probably would have had to force, and HOTU probably could have found 10. But ZeroTenacity lose this one. HOTU should be able to find 9 quite comfortably. Still with 3 rounds left of the half, they can find 10, 11, 12. Obviously, all comes from this round.
Yeah, but obviously it's a similar kind of story. The money for HOTU isn't great either. ZeroTenacity, if they find success in this one, they can do very well. But I love this from Swift Steel. Swings towards short to give Gokushima some support. Gets a double. Now the flash comes through. Oh, and Gokushima going to eliminate Kyofo. He's trapped in that angle. And instantly, we see AVN 1 versus 5 here. Does find the first, but tagged down to 46. Will be getting flanked on as well as Mizuxa creeps his way through under.
I think he's just holding for now. 10 seconds on the clock. Is there any chance we're going to see him go down after time? AVN 2 points of health. It looks like they're waiting. They're aware he's low.
Oh, they're going to crunch this. No, Mizuxa kills him a
1
little early.
second in it. That would have been brutal.
You could have just waited.
Yeah, 1 second. All he needed to do, but did swing, found the kill. Either way, it's not going to be that big an issue. ZeroTenacity, their money, not in a great position. This is what I mentioned. 9 should be on the cards. No armor behind any of these ZT players. 3 Deagles, 2 P250s, and 3 flashbangs.
I'm not too sure why they didn't kill him after time. Obviously, Mizuxa, he peaked a little early, saw the player, and obviously didn't want to lose his life, but it would have had so much impact in this one. It kind of would have given their next fall by a 4 versus 5. Oh, Namana taking a lot of damage from the Molotov.
Might have mistimed that one ever so slightly.
Swift Steel will confirm the frag.
I felt like I do that a lot. In fact, mistime how long is left of the molly.
You just sat waiting for the molly to extinguish for about 40 seconds, and then you start to push forward.
And somehow you still say you got 104 damage, and you're like, what?
I've got to make sure I don't die.
I feel like the molly just worked differently on me. Like molly someone out, they can just tank that.
But they've got the old fire protection.
Fire protected,
yeah.
What, fire protected 4?
No, just 3.
Is that a thing, fire protected 4? I don't know, I haven't played Minecraft for a long time. so I'm not sure.
No Minecraft cast?
But I think ZeroTenacity need to find an enchantment table to try to enchant these weapons if there's any chance they can win this. Because let's be honest, Fred, this one's long gone. 9 should be on the cards. Mizuxa does fall, so at least 1 kill goes the way of HOTU. Simka, like I mentioned, doesn't have armor behind this AK, so good luck to you, my lad. But he does fall. Case finds him. 9-3, Fred. HOTU are looking so sharp. ZeroTenacity really haven't given us much on the T side in general in this series. We've got 3 rounds so far. They found 2 on an overpass. It's a scary sight right now, isn't it?
I feel like they're a team that probably know all the maps very well, but it seems as though they've perfected the CT sides of all of them. Their overpass was absolutely impeccable, and they're showing a similar kind of story here on Mirage. Lovely shot there from Gokushima. Obviously, not that much flair behind it, but just the simple stuff. Oh, Kyofo very low. Mizuxa without a Molotov. Gokushima rotating in. He finds AVN.
And they're still the low HP. Kyofo does in fact find Gokushima. Simka finds Mizuxa as well. Any spams towards this bomb could drop it, but no, the bomb goes down. 3 versus 3. ZeroTenacity really do need this one. And 5 versus 3, turn 3v3. This is a good chance for them.
We still have a lot of damaging util on the HOTU side, though. 2 HE grenades and a molly. I say that. All have been expelled, but none towards Kyofo's position.
Kyofo's gone for a flank.
I like it. Sometimes when you are 11 HP, when you are really low, potentially could be out of it. Just go for those risky flanks. Oh, and Simka, he's delaying enough time. Swift still really going to struggle here, and Simka does it alone. Kyofo's flank, no impact whatsoever. Great round there from Simka.
And that was a 5 versus 3, so really impressive stuff. The fact that Kyofo found the first one to Gokushima, allowing his teammates to push in, find Mizuxa. And despite being on that low HP the whole time, Kyofo only got 3 kills in this series, but that's probably one of the most important, impactful ones we've seen from ZeroTenacity in general.
Especially when you're taking down the top performer. Gokushima's 17-5. Brute Monster might be able to take down Ruler here. Scout towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Ruler wants nothing to do with that. Saw how Gokushima went down sort of a bit earlier in this half, and I think he realizes, yeah, I don't want a part of that.
But when you don't give Brute Monster a kill, we will go searching for one. Ooh, that's a hefty nade onto Namana. Definitely doesn't have blast protection on his shoes.
Yeah, he's already got a Galil. Just let the man at least have full HP.
It's unfair. Straight away though, Gokushima finds Namana. Swiftsteel takes down Simka. Oh, and Swiftsteel with another. Time and time again, we see Swiftsteel going for these kind of interesting peaks. Ones in which where you're kind of out in the open on your lonesome, but he always seems to be able to double down. And there it is, HOTU, they find double digits here. The money for ZeroTenacity certainly not perfect. And Charlie, we're 6 rounds away, potentially finding our second grand finalists. Obviously, the winner of this series will be facing off against One Pin on the 25th, and I cannot wait to see that one. Whether it's ZeroTenacity or HOTU, I feel like it's going to be a great show regardless.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned, obviously, since Iron Branch and Into the Breach both got knocked out in the quarterfinals, a surprise to everybody. It's really left this tournament up in the air. This was a matchup we were so excited to see because it was so sort of even, but HOTU, they've shown up and they've shown us another level that we haven't seen from them. And ZeroTenacity feels like it's a bit of a bad day at the office. They can't really seem to get going. Final round of the half though, 10-4. ZeroTenacity have pistols to play with. Mac 10s.
Nice find from Brute Monster though. Takes down Ruler. Man advantage now here for ZeroTenacity. Final round of the half. So HOTU, you're going to go for this one. Seemed as though they were kind of falling back a little bit, but no need for the save. Can't really take these into the pistol.
3 players from short.
Could be
All bodies coming from this position.
We have a molly on Gokushima. An important kill from AVN. Goffo mollied off, but it doesn't even matter. Spots the player. We'll take down Gokushima. Mag 10 versus AWP at that range. You never really favour the Mag, but an important kill there from Goffo. A nice half here, but HOTU certainly have dominated in the pistol round. Going to have a lot of impact here. If HOTU can take it, I feel like it's safe to say we could be searching for the HOTU versus One Pin later on, but ZeroTenacity, if they can take it, they can bring themselves back into Mirage, and then obviously Nuke will be on the cards.
I mean, the thing is, ZeroTenacity really sort of gave themselves, forced HOTU to give them a bit of a lifeline at the end of that half. We saw that 5 versus 3 that ZeroTenacity managed to win somehow. And then obviously that sort of weak buy in the final round. They had Tech 9s, Mac 10s, Galils, couple of AKs as well. Util wasn't great. Still managed to win that one as well. So just those final 2 disadvantaged rounds that they managed to win, it's definitely given them opportunities here. But like you said, if the pistol round goes the way of HOTU, I mean, I certainly wouldn't like to be in ZeroTenacity's team speak.
And I feel like obviously ZeroTenacity, you know, time and time again we've seen greatness from them, but HOTU, they've just been, you know, 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of them at all opportunities. I feel like in a lot of these rounds that ZeroTenacity have won, both here on Mirage and also Overpass, have come from just individuals clutching, you know, really important rounds. I feel like the last is the only real round that we've seen ZeroTenacity kind of have a fair fight on. It's just going to be this simple A execute here. We got a player towards Sandwich, but instantly Swiftsteel eliminates. Mizuxa finds Namana. Another player towards CT, and Case could find him. Does take down Simka. An instant 4 versus 2 here. HOTU, a perfect pistol round for them. And instantly ZeroTenacity heavily on the back foot. Obviously the pistols can still make things work here for ZT, but Kyofo and AVN, the 2 bottom performing players for ZeroTenacity to clutch this one out. And now it is just all on AVN. Trapped towards stairs, gets eliminated by Mizuxa. And HOTU, they find 11. And I wonder, are we going to see a force here from ZeroTenacity? Are they at the stage in the game where realistically they are just going to try and, you know, somehow bring themselves back into it?
Yeah, I really don't know. It's so scary, the prospect of where ZeroTenacity are at right now. They've gone for a full eco. They want to get a buyout as quick as possible, which is certainly respectable. It's going to be a well, it should be at least a 12-5 before they get these weapons in play. Putting HOTU just 4 rounds away from taking this semi-final, sort of setting themselves up for this finals against One Pin.
ZeroTenacity though, obviously just with this eco we're expecting HOTU to find 12, and there'll be 4 rounds. That is a very, very scary prospect.
No issue for HOTU in this one. Simka does manage to grab one with the USP.
Takes down the AK as well. 2 AKs were invested in this one.
And Amana just sort of jiggling. Oh, does get found for the rule.
So
does
cheeky.
get punished.
It's just Simka remaining. No one's even on the bomb side. They know where he is. He's towards A. We're going to take you down. We're going to take that AK into the next round. Thank you very much, Simka. Although you found Case early on, we will punish you for that. No AK for ZeroTenacity save. They will bring out the full buy. And I wonder, Brute Monster is going to bring out the AWP. No ops against it.
Yeah, it looks like he's thinking about it for a second. But I think just look at the utility of ZeroTenacity right now. And take away those 2 pieces of util that Brute Monster have. It'll be even more lackluster. Because let's be honest, the util that we're seeing from ZeroTenacity is very bare bones. No HE grenades. 2 Molotovs.
Yeah, but
I suppose 4 smoke grenades is something, but no defuse kit as well.
Do you not think it'd be worthwhile putting Brute Monster on his like kind of prime weapon? I feel like at this stage in the game, Brute Monster, yeah, we've seen him with the kind of the rifles putting up numbers here and there, but he's a completely different beast on the AWP. Yeah, he would have no armor, but it'd be a great way for them to find an opening pick, a really pivotal round for ZeroTenacity here. As realistically, if they lose it, they could be in a position where they're on 5 rounds, their opponents are on 14. I like this play from Simka though. Does find the first. Seems as though he's destined to find the second. Molotov towards connector will force them back. Ooh, Simka falls to it. He tries to scurry his way through the flames, but will get taken down. A wonderful shot from AVN there. Brute Monster finds one with the M4. I don't really know how he found that kill.
It looked like he's full running, but I mean, a kill nonetheless, I suppose. And this is a good looking start here from ZeroTenacity. Gokushima might just try to do damage. Obviously, we can see money is very limited for ZeroTenacity, so sort of any damage that can be done is really just going to humble their economy.
Gokushima's currently 21-6. There's 2 players on his side with only 8 kills. And then obviously Swift Steel and Mizuxa, 17 apiece. And, you know, we mentioned at the start how ZeroTenacity, they're a side that, you know, you kind of have everyone putting in numbers here and there. HOTU, a little bit of a different kind of side. Seems as though they've just got the 3 individuals and they make it work.
Yeah, I mean, but you have to think about it's not like Ruler and Case haven't had their moments.
Oh,
obviously, Ruler, that 4K where he's got Mizuxa sticking the bomb and he's just doing everything he can to protect him. Manages to pull it off. I mean, we've actually seen a couple of those sort of diffuses from HOTU in this match alone.
And you've got to imagine as well, we saw Case putting up so many numbers on Overpass, so seems as though they've got a lot of players ready to find the frags, but usually it is just those 3 individuals. Pistols out here. Could work out for them. AVN and Kyofo doing a lot of work. Just Gokushima remaining. Does find the first, but Namana are just waiting for the swing. He knew he was being held. Just timed it to perfection. 3 kills there for HOTU, though. Obviously, that was the force. ZeroTenacity, they can find 8 here, as this should just be an eco. But HOTU, they are still so close to closing this one out.
Yeah, gonna be this eco in this round from HOTU, so ZeroTenacity. Oh, in fact, this is a really strange buy from HOTU. It's 2.4k loss bonus, Ruler, Case. I mean, even Swift Steals to a certain extent don't have enough money to buy in the next round.
You can bring out Galils, I guess, but it's not going to be perfect. Potentially we'll see like a Mac 10 rush towards B, or maybe just a set of A smokes accompanied by some pistols. But yeah, I really don't know why they have invested so much.
Unless there's some like gambling for the bomb plant. That's a gamble you just can never guarantee.
And especially with the fact they've not got no utility. Maybe if they had a couple smokes, you could maybe throw in a gimmick wall of smokes on A, but really not got much to work with.
Nice find there from Kyofo to Gokushima. Azusa falls as well. AVN doubles up.
Namana finding one towards A as well, and it's just Swift still remaining. Kyofo should find this kill. And 5 alive here for ZeroTenacity. I'm not too sure. If you are going to invest, why don't you just go as a pack? If there's 5 players barreling onto a bomb site, you're going to find at least 1 kill. Clearly, HOTU very confident in their individuals on the Deagles, but definitely didn't pan out how they expected.
Yeah, we see 3 Galils. I mean, when you're against AKs, M4s, and the AWP, I mean, having just AKs is a bit of a limitation because you're obviously not going to have the AWP, but the fact they got Galils instead for the majority of their players.
Yeah, really not great utility either. Well, HOTU, they've looked great in this series so far, so I guess you can kind of say, well, this is their playstyle. They make it work.
Yeah, do what you need to do, I suppose.
It might not be the decision that most make, but if it works for you, why not?
It certainly looks like it's going to be that A smokes.
With this player towards bench, oh, that step has been heard. Gokushima, they know he's towards window. Are they going to be going back towards B here? This could be absolutely perfect. Brute Monster playing this pixel gap angle. Definitely a player who's got that reaction time to find the kill, but Gokushima finding that frag towards A, and it's important kill. He somehow doesn't find Simka there. Trade will come through, but it is still going to be this B hit, and Brute Monster tasked with finding this frag. Oh, does get one just on the crack there. Molotov as well to keep them at bay. They're going to be going towards under here, but these steps have been heard. Kyofo does have a Molotov. Should force them back. They will just instantly
That's
go
the
for
smoke
it.
they used.
Still got one more in case, but
I don't know if they use it for sure. I mean, Kyofo doesn't even want to challenge that at all. 2 players towards CT.
we need to see a flash going towards CT if he wants to take it, but lovely stuff from Namana. Gets the first and the second, and Simka takes down Ruler. The bomb will get planted, so we could see some Deagles invested, but ZeroTenacity, they've looked great on this CT side. We'll be finding their 9th round now, and potentially should find attempts, so things are looking very good here.
Isn't looking... I mean, yeah, ZeroTenacity, I mean, it sort of does give off a bit of that sort of overpass vibe, doesn't it? Where it's just HOTU. They look really good on one side. Obviously, they did take the pistol on the second as well, but since then, haven't really been able to have any response.
Fast aggression towards middle here. Brute Monster gets the first and the second. Simka and Namana both find a kill towards A, and Simka will be able to get his second as well. And instantly just been eliminated. Gokushima will be able to bring out the AWP in the next. We're going to see a very strong buyout for HOTU here, and this is definitely going to be an important round. Mark this one down. Round 23 here on Mirage. Because obviously if HOTU win it, they can start progressing ever closer to that important number 16. Whereas for ZeroTenacity, they find success, they should be able to level things up. But the fact that ZeroTenacity have won these previous rounds very dominantly, look at the money they've got to work with. Namana and Brute Monster sitting around that 10k mark, Simka just behind, and Kyofo and AVN, they've still got money to invest in the next, even if they do lose. So the money is looking brilliant here for ZeroTenacity, but all it takes is a couple rounds not going their way for them to get punished.
Yeah, HOTU really have to show us something. We've got a bit of a technical issue right now. HOTU, they do need to show us more. Gokushima and the AWP could be what HOTU need. Obviously, he's top performing player in the whole server.
Yeah, hopefully everything does get sorted. But yeah, I feel like HOTU, they do have their individuals that are, you know, putting in a lot of numbers, putting in that work, but we need to see a little bit more from both Ruler and Case. Obviously, we mentioned the 4K from Ruler. That was half his kills, Charlie. Yes, he single-handedly won HOTU around, but we need to see a little bit more from them. The real question is, do you think ZeroTenacity can bring this one back, Charlie? Do you think they can take Mirage and then we go to Nuke?
I mean, from what we've seen from their CT side already, I certainly do believe it's a possibility. And on Nuke, I feel like who knows what's going to happen.
We could see the exact same kind of situation we saw in the VP Prodigy game. One pin, they lost the first map, but they brought it back and took the last two, so Could be seeing a similar thing here. ZeroTenacity, it would be an amazing story for them to come back on Mirage, take it, and best nuke as well. And as I mentioned, a lot of importance regarding this round, and what a kill from Gokushima. He knew Namana was going to be jump spotting there. A very important way to find that opening pick and really thin out the defense here for ZeroTenacity. Avian has just rotated. Hope he doesn't go for the jump spot as well. Might get taken down just as though Namana did.
Yeah, HOTU needed something. Gokushima has supplied.
Brute Monster towards the ladder.
It's a strong position, but I don't know how much aggression HOTU are going to show towards mid.
We see the window smoke being thrown. Ruler going to be smoking connector as well. Brute Monster could get somewhat isolated here. Has spotted their heads, finds the frags. And the AWP being the first 2 kills of this round. Nade towards window there. Look at the damage it's dealt to Brute Monster. He's 53 HP. Simka in a very tough position here. We'll be able to find one. Oh, and the spray from Simka, it's perfect. He can find another here. Still trapped towards under balcony. Tagged down to 1 HP. Oh, but it doesn't even matter. Brings out the Tech 9 as well. And Simka, he does it all. He finds 4 in that round. And ZeroTenacity, they find 11.
Just need someone to try to find Simka there. And HOTU certainly could have taken that one, but as soon as they sort of just left him to his own devices, just where he thrives. Double all power right now for ZeroTenacity. I think Namada doesn't want to be caught out by Jumpy, he just wants to hold that line.
Once again, though, we see HOTU on this weak buy. I feel like HOTU, they really haven't been, putting up numbers on these weaker weapons. I feel like they've really struggled to get their kills and potentially even have a chance of the round. But this one could be perfect. I say that as Kyofo gets a lovely double. And straight away, puts ZeroTenacity in a great position here. Seems as though the aggression from HOTU has come in 2 waves. Certainly not what they needed. Gokushima will find one with a Glock. All 4 players on the B-bomb site here. Gokushima does in fact have the bomb. He can just make his way back towards A. Ooh, that's been spotted now.
Tag down solo. ZeroTenacity looking so strong since coming onto these 4 buys on their CT side.
We've got 4 players above 10k now, Charlie.
7 rounds in a row we've seen Fred.
We see the double AWP on the CT side. Namana and Brute Monster both wielding it. This could work out for them, but at the same time, everything's been working out very well for them on these full buys so far. I can't really think of a reason for them to bring out the double AWP. Obviously, sometimes you use it as the solution to a problem, but potentially this could be the downfall.
Yeah, we'll allow Brute Monster to have a bit more mobility as Namana's holding from Con. Does miss his first shot.
Brute Monster going to be aggressing towards apartments here. Kyofo now very deep, so Brute Monster can fall back, but it could just be this fast A-pop hit. And Namana could get troubled here. As he... Yeah, there we go. Namana gets taken down by Mizuxa. Oh, and look at that. A perfect round from HOTU. They find those 3 opening kills. Gokushima, though, he's got the bomb here. He seems aware of this Hap's aggression. Or at least just staring at it just in case. It's a player holding.
Very lucky he's been able to get out of it. Gokushima, you've got the AWP just... Oh, this is really going to mix things up. Brute Monster's very low, but the bomb is in... Oh, that is unbelievable from Mizusa. Such a risk, but I suppose if it pays off.
But look at Kyofo. He's so fast here. He knows straight away the second that bomb goes down. Just to send it towards ramp, but it doesn't even matter. Brute Monster was tasked with holding the bomb to allow Kyofo to kind of rotate across, but Brute Monster's 4 HP now. Just going to have to save. And HOTU, they don't allow ZeroTenacity to take the lead here.
Yeah, sort of feels like when it matters the most, HOTU, they did come alive here. But I do feel like that's sort of because Brute Monster was towards B. Just the fact he was towards B, he's been such a sort of staple, just finding these kills and just applying pressure. Just him as a player is such a presence on the map that sort of scares people into peeking certain angles. So it is interesting to sort of see that without him being there, you just see the individuals of HOTU individually find their kills towards A.
And Charlie, I think if Namana had an M4 in that last round, probably would have found that kill with ease. But with the AWP, he definitely did struggle, and straight away just goes back to, you know, what was working. Brings out the M4 once again. Money's still very good for ZeroTenacity, but it could get quite scary if HOTU win these 2 rounds in a row, because that's when ZeroTenacity will start to have money troubles. About 2 rounds time. Play towards under here. The flashes will allow him to get back into connector. A little bit of a protect the president type mission for Simka. Nice nade as well onto Swift still. 2 HE grenades have been thrown for ZeroTenacity. And look at the damage they've dealt.
Gokushima tasked with retrieving the bomb, heading back towards A. He could be the final goal here.
Case, he crossed back there, but he didn't get spotted. If he was being held, he would have been taken down.
Simka does find the first. I mean, Swift still towards mid. In the back lines, has been chipped down a little bit.
Nice find from Ruler, though. Monster does fall. Ooh. He's heard the smoke hit one of the players, so he knows there's at least someone towards stairs. Flashes come through, but Namana not blinded. Does find Ruler. We'll just back away as well. Oh, Case somehow doesn't take down AVN. Although it's a man advantage here for ZeroTenacity, they could be taken down. And oh, Swift still, you mentioned him in the back lines towards middle. What a double from him. And now it's all on Kyofo. He's really struggled in this series so far, but what a round it would be for him to step up.
Look at the time. Spotted Kyofo on the cross. Kyofo just sort of baited out the steps, hoping he'd fake plant it. Swift still has been allowed to cross. Kyofo might not be aware of this.
I think Swift still... Is he going to go towards CT? Obviously the bomb would have been planted for him. He might just go towards Con. Oh, the way Swift still's playing this. It's perfectly played from Swift still. Can you hear the bomb being tapped from here? Oh, they know he's towards short now. Kyofo fully aware. Oh, and even though Kyofo's off the bomb holding and Swift still 29 HP, still clutches it out. And what a round there from Swift still, finding all of those 3 remaining players. 2 towards Con, and the final one obviously being Kyofo on the bomb site. And HOTU, they find 14, 2 rounds away from closing this out. And Charlie, look at the money for ZeroTenacity now. This is exactly what I was saying. Obviously, they've got a little bit on the reserve, and Simka can drop an AWP in the next, but they are definitely going to have money troubles.
I mean, Fred Swifter was on that sort of flank for so long. He got tagged down through the smoke. He was 24 HP that whole time. And he managed to find those 3 kills. Really bided his time, just waited so patiently, trying to find the right moment. Found those 2 kills towards Con and played perfectly against Kyofo. Despite being low, Kyofo had significantly more health than him, but positionally, I mean, we've still played that one to absolute perfection. 14 on the boards. 2 rounds is all that separates these teams, but 2 rounds is all that HOTU need to be able to close this series out, make their way to the grand finals, and face 1pin.
And Charlie, there's only 1 defender here towards B. It is just Kyofo. Certainly going to struggle. The util will be coming over soon. And now they send it out. Kyofo's in a nice position, but the flashes will force him off the angle. He's on the back of the bomb site. Will send a flash of his own. Oh, he progresses close here. AVM will find 1. Great from Kyofo. Just slips his way onto the center of the bomb site, and potentially it's just what they needed. It's just Gokushima remaining. 1 versus 4 here. Gets eliminated. And that is perfect playstyle there from Kyofo. Just falls back and then creeps his way on forward.
He uses utility perfectly, and AVM sort of there to support from short very early on. Really helps Kyofo out. And it's still so up in the air. Money for HOTU is nowhere to really be seen. They've got to place for 14-14. This one's... I mean, I still don't know where this one's going to go.
It could be seeing an overtime here. Simka somehow not being punished there. Even though he did have a little bit of time to work with. AVN can just swing towards middle. Do have flashes to be sent towards mid. Mizugza slowly going to be creeping his way towards B. As the smoke fades, oh, Brute Monster finds the bomb carrier. Gets a second as well. Hungry for more. What a shot from Ruler. Takes down AVN on the jump spot. Kyofo playing such a nice off angle. Elevates himself on that little step. Does find him. Only one kill found there from HOTU, but as you mentioned, we're level now, Charlie. 14 to 14. And what a map it's been.
I still really don't know who to predict in this one.
Obviously, ZeroTenacity, they've got somewhat of a buffer due to their economy. If ZeroTenacity loses one, they've got a full buy in the next. HOTU, not the same story, though. They've got nothing in the reserve. So ZeroTenacity, if they win this round, if they take round 29, they've got a real chance of closing out Mirage, but you can never count a team out. Oh, important kill from Mizugza. Gokushima finding Brute Monster as well. And HOTU, they start off this round absolutely amazingly. Finding those two openers.
Yeah, look dicey there. Looked like they wanted to try to force the fight towards A. Kyofo on short. Does get cleared, and Mizugza lightning fast reactions to take him down. Bomb's going to be making its way towards B. You mentioned they are going to have money in the next round, so we can see Namana sort of give this one a bit of a go.
Might as well have an attempt. We've seen crazier rounds been won. Mizugza being fairly low as well. We're going to need to see Namana and Simka step up massively, but Simka 29 and 17 currently. If there were a player to do it, it would be him.
Nice smoke towards window. Case is now coming as a lurk. I sort of think he was waiting for a save. I don't think he realizes how strong the ZeroTenacity money really is.
Gokushima should have an easy kill here. Does take him down. Loses a lot of health for it. But it's all on Simka now. Although he's the top performer on the ZeroTenacity side, he's not the top performer on the server. That does go to Gokushima. 30 kills, Charlie.
AWP does actually get retrieved.
Oh, that's
that would have been a big part. Exactly. I mean, not enough money for HOTU to be able to buy an AWP, so really crucial stuff. Overtime's guaranteed at this point for HOTU, and it's, I mean, it just gives us the vibe that that's where we're going to be going.
And of course it comes down to round 30. We wouldn't want anything more. Oh, and what a shot from Gokushima. A very important kill. AVN finds Mizugza from under. 3 versus 4 now, and Simka. Simka finds his 30th. That is Case. AVN has heard the steps here. That is the bomb. Oh, it's not the bomb carrier. HOTU. They need to rely on Gokushima if they want to close this out in regulation. But I feel like
it sort of feels like HOTU just wanted to end it here and now. But it's cost them a little bit. Gokushima does find another. So many bodies towards him though. Gets chipped down even lower. 20 HP. 1 versus 3.
No AK delivery service there from AVN. Oh, the Molotov can land. Oh, it does in fact miss. Gokushima going to be searching for this kill, but it's going to be so tough. And look how split ZeroTenacity are. Against the AWP, this is somewhat of a risk. I definitely wouldn't want to be playing this split kind of play style. Gokushima, if he finds this kill in apps, could be perfect, but Kyofo, easy find for him. And we're going to overtime, Charlie.
Yeah, the game definitely felt like that. I mean, it was a good start in that round. Gokushima found the first kill, but just quickly, a quick double in return from ZeroTenacity, and it seemed like the rest of the HOTU players just wanted to try to sort of capitalize on the sort of positioning, but instead they just got caught out, and it just went from bad to worse.
And now we've seen 30 rounds. We've seen both of the teams on either side. Have you got any favor, or is this still a little bit of a coin flip?
I mean, the issue is both of the team's CT sides were so impressive that I really don't know. But if I was actually going to favor someone, I'd probably have to give it to ZeroTenacity. For the sole reason that HOTU, obviously, you got to think 5 of their rounds, Fred, came from pistols.
That is true, yeah.
So, I mean, on the CT side, yeah, HOTU looked really impressive. You've got to think, take away that sort of T-side pistol, I think ZeroTenacity were stronger.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to agree with you. I think that's a perfect representation. you know, 1/3 of their rounds just coming off the back of the pistol. I think ZeroTenacity definitely do have a chance. Obviously, the magic number being 19. From the half, it seems as though the CTs should win 2. So, realistically, if you want a good chance of closing out an OT, you're going to need to find 2 rounds on that T side. When it's just a simple A execute, a lot of flashes coming over. The smokes have landed. Oh, and that is great. The flashbang a little late there. Oh, Ruler does find 1, but Simka with the trade. Simka's found 2 in this round so far. The missed smoke there. Simka did just block his teammate's smoke. K's going to be pushing through, and I love this. A great way to find control, but Namana, he's the one aggressing as well. Gokushima was holding the angle, did find the frag. 2 versus 3 now. Gokushima going to be searching for another. Oh, gets the tag, but very minimal damage, in fact. Case has heard the drop. Does find the kill. 2 versus 2. Limited util on both sides.
Still so up in the air. The bomb is still dropped. No rush for either team to try to sort of get their eyes on it.
Planting towards default here. A real risk, especially with both players towards CT, but Gokushima finding 1. Simka, 1 versus 2 now, but it's Gokushima on the AWP. All that remains, but he finds it. What a shot there. HOTU, they take the first round here in overtime on the T side. And I like how they played that. Just a lot of aggression. I feel like if they planted for connector there, the plant spot that we've seen quite a lot of the time on this A-bomb site, they would have had an amazing chance to take it a lot easier, but still, Gokushima, so much impact there, finding 3 kills, I believe.
He certainly did, but Fred, if HOTU win this, the game's done. I mean, the money, look at the money of ZeroTenacity right now.
Certainly not
It's
enough.
absolutely nothing. They'll have very little to play with. A great start from Simka, though. Obviously, we know how good HOTU's CT side was.
Oh, nice find from Gokushima. The one-man team's coming alive, and he's done with this series. He wants it to be over. Ruler, an important frag as well. We'll get man advantage for them, and Mizuxa takes Namana down. It's a 4 versus 2. You mentioned the money. ZeroTenacity, this could be all over.
We might have to have a save in the second round of overtime. Brewmonster grabs one back, though. Keeps this one level. I think they're still going to give this one a go.
They certainly
Got
want to try.
towards CT. So much work to do. He does grab a kill.
They just
Very
gifted to him.
isolated gunfights.
Molotov will land. The bomb can get planted now. Gyofo fairly low, but we still got Brewmonster alive and kicking. The AWP of ZeroTenacity going to have to step up in this one.
Yeah, it really is. Are they going to expect Swift still towards Palace?
Do spot out Ruler. Ooh, 1 HP. The fact he's not been taken down could have a lot of impact here. Oh, the smoke's going to land. We're going to need to see Swift still swing his way on through it, especially with that kill from Gyofo. The tap of the bomb comes through, and Brewmonster finds the frag. Charlie, that was a 2 versus 4. Brewmonster and Gyofo both finding an individual kill early on in that round, or kind of before the bomb goes down. And HOTU, I'll be honest, they threw that one away. It was perfect for them, but it seemed as though they did the early work, brought it to a 4v2, 2-man advantage, and then they kept hunting. They didn't even need to. Play the numbers.
It feels like that's the pressure there. This is what I was talking about at the start. It feels like just the fact that ZeroTenacity have been in these finals before, they've been in the semis before, I feel like just in terms of the sort of pressure and the preparation, it feels like they can handle it better. Brewmonster, a real risk going to re-peek into that one, but Simka does grab a kill back. Case towards Palace has an opportunity, spots a player and deletes Simka.
Namana with the trade though. Gyofo could find a frag here towards Window. Does take down Swift Steel. Man advantage now for ZeroTenacity. And even with this half starting so poorly for ZT, they've brought it back. They're the ones in the advantage in this round. But Gokushima is still alive. And Simka has been taken down. 37 kills for Gokushima.
Looks like they are leaning a bit more towards B. I mean, 2 players towards mid is going to make these rotations a decent amount faster. And AVN just tucked towards empty pill. He's not showing anything. sort of giving up this early sort of contact outside of the site.
Oh, but Ruler does find one. The steps were heard very early on. Oh, great find from Kyofo. 1 versus 2 now for Ruler. One of the bottom performing players here for HOTU. Just drop a smoke of their own. Kyofo can progress his way on out, and Ruler surely going to get taken down here. Gets spotted, does get found, and ZeroTenacity, they do find 17. They find the 2 rounds on the CT side, as I mentioned, but it seemed as though HOTU were destined to find all 3. And now ZeroTenacity, they've got a great chance to take this.
It feels like we're sort of seeing HOTU once again do a similar thing, where they have a good looking start, and then you see players like Swift still just jumping into the window where his teammates are nowhere near, so he just falls down for free. No trade can even come through. Switching over, HOTU are going to be on the stronger side, or at least their stronger side in this game.
And if they win all 3, it's over. Oh, wait. Yeah, if they win, the 3 rounds on the CT side.
Yeah, they've got to get 2 to bring us to another overtime. ZeroTenacity, they need to find 2 on their T to win this one out.
Charlie, I don't know whether you've seen this as well. Gokushima has 37 kills, but only 2 MVPs. And Simka has 35 kills and only 3 MVPs. Is that the bomb plant just coming in? How?
I mean, obviously, diffuses and bomb explosions. I remember I was listening to this thing, and it's kind of stupid how the MVPs work. I think someone can get 3 kills, and you can get a bomb plant and a kill, and if the bomb goes off, you get the MVP. So yeah, it is a bit strange in terms of how it works, but yeah, potentially just these players saving and sort of the bomb going off a few times. That must be how it works, and like diffuses. But either way, a very exciting semi-final, a final semi-final.
CS may not kind of agree with us, but the most valuable players on both of these sides certainly are the top performers. Gokushima and Simka. It's kind of just been a real 1v1. Not to say that the rest of these individuals aren't stepping up, but it's so clear that Simka and Gokushima really the 2 tyrants in the server.
Early aggression towards underpass. At least just early presence towards underpass.
I like this. They've dropped smokes towards ramp. I think we're just going to have like a solo exec from Brute Monster. This could work out perfectly.
We're seeing 2 players just holding any sort of top mid aggression. Util is coming out. Will HOTU move off of mid? 1 player does leave. Case is progressing and he does fall.
Oh, Namana finding Gokushima as well. Oh, but they go into Swift Steal. A lovely double there. Brings it back to a 3 versus 3, and they're going to be going towards the B-bomb site. Swift Steal still defending. I'd love to see the kind of the kill stats for Swift Steal, where he's found these kills, because it seems as though it's all towards short. They have just doubled
3 versus 3 now. 2 players towards A for HOTU. Ruler's now wielding the AWP. He's towards CT.
Oh, Mizuxa, an important kill, but Brew Monster does find Ruler there. 2 versus 2 now. An important frag from the AWP of ZeroTenacity. Mizuxa in a great position here, though. Does get unchecked, but he's going to get pressured. Oh, he finds 1 before going down. 19 seconds remaining here. Swift Steal with a lot of work to do. Oh, and he was the hero. He brought this round back to a level playing field, and surely he's the one to close it out. The first round going the way of HOTU.
Yeah, Mizuxa and Swift Steal there. Really impressive stuff. An ace just between the 2 of them. 3 from Swift Steal, 2 from Mizuxa. Obviously, like we mentioned, 19 is going to be the magic number. So either of these teams finding 2 kills, the final 2 rounds, sorry, will be the ones to close this out. If it goes 1-1, we'll do it all over again. Second overtime.
Nice molly there towards middle. Ruler does just drop the molly. Brute Monster pushes through it. Could find a kill here. Do have a lot of aggression early towards middle. That is Gokushima peeking aggressively with the AWP. We'll just back away, but could get found by Simka here. Oh, and Simka, an important kill. The top performer for HOTU getting eliminated very early on. Oh, Mizuxa drops AVN down to half HP. But with this man advantage, ZeroTenacity, they've got a real chance of taking this one.
A lot of players grouped up towards side alley. I'm not even sure where the final goal is going to be for this sort of ZeroTenacity team. Where are they going to choose to go to? They're all just grouped up.
Yeah, make a decision, guys. Because the time is ticking away. It's been about 30 seconds here. It's allowed Ruler to get deep, and that's a kill found for HOTU. The hesitation really has cost ZeroTenacity here. Gonna be going towards B from middle, though.
This could actually be perfect as Ruler. Because he did get aggressive, but did get brought down very low.
Still towards the back of the bomb site here. Tasked with finding a lot of these frags, but it's going to be tough. He does find the first. Oh, Swift still with another. Brute Monster searching for a pick here.
Dropping this molly towards backside is going to force Ruler off the angle. He actually just swings out to the other pillar. 14 seconds. All the HOTU players are here. No kills coming through from ZeroTenacity. The time's ticking away and it's all on Brute Monster. Finds the first with a no scope. But Case ends it 18-17. Fred 1 round away from advancing to the finals to face one pin and knocking ZeroTenacity out. ZeroTenacity, they have to find this round to bring us to a second overtime.
Charlie, look at the money of ZT. Yeah, we've got 3 AKs in play, but Brute Monster and Kyofo. We've got Tech 9s, Mac 10s. This might just be a simple B rush.
Oh, it is scary. Miss Molly going to chip Gokushima down ever so slightly.
Gokushima firing off some pot shots through the smoke. They are going to be leaning towards under now. This nade could do a lot of damage. Ops against it, though. A lot of aggression towards middle. Case does find one. Gets the second as well. That is brilliant from Case. Oh, he finds a third as well. How has he been allowed to do this? It's a 2 versus 4, Charlie. ZeroTenacity, they're battling for survival. And it's just Kyofo remaining. Surely this is done. It's all over. ZeroTenacity, they look great on Mirage, but they're surely going to get taken down here, and Swift still being the final nail in the coffin. HOTU, they close it out 19-17. Yes, it goes to overtime, but it doesn't matter. They close out the series 2-0, and they will be facing off against one pin in the grand finals. We have our second grand finalists, and what a series that was, and what a series it will be as they're going to be facing off against one pin. But what are your thoughts after that one, Charlie?
Yeah, a really electric game. I mentioned how when we sort of going into overtime, you asked me who am I slightly favouring, and I had to go for ZT just due to the fact that obviously the pistol rounds, you've got to take that into consideration. But if you work it out, the full buys, that's where ZeroTenacity, especially when they were on their CT side, looks so much better. But something changed. Yes, they found both their CT rounds, but just watching HOTU, there was something about it, wasn't it? Yes, it felt like, the fact that we were saying they threw the second round, on their normal T side, it felt like they couldn't even get a look in on these full buys. And the fact that they had rounds that they almost so close to winning, it really felt like there was a difference in HOTU there. And then when they came onto their CT side, we knew their CT side was strong. We saw it, but once again, it was something different. Even with these man disadvantages, you had Swift still getting the double to bring it back, and Swift still just, once again, he's a player who stepped up, had so much impact. Really unfortunate stuff from ZT. Failed to make it to the finals. Disappointing from them, but HOTU, first season in the Challenger division, and they're looking unbelievable. Facing one pin. What a final that's going to be.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that one close out. Obviously, to kind of delve into the stats of that game, Gokushima and Simka certainly the ones to point out. Gokushima finding 37 kills in the game. Absolutely ridiculous. Both individuals having a KR of 1 and above, which